This week.
Gran Turismo 7 is quickly becoming one of the best reasons to own a PSVR 2 at launch. Not only is the VR version free if you already own it on PS5, but all the reports from people who went hands-on this week have been nothing short of amazing. Players couldn't stop talking about how realistic Gran Turismo 7 felt with PSVR 2 and how buttery smooth the frame rate was. This game might just make a sim racing fan out of me yet. The Perp Game Showcase was this week, hosted by yours truly, and it featured quite a few PSVR 2 games. Some that we'd heard about before, like Ghosts of Tabor and Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, but it also featured games like Afterlife VR, something we kind of knew was coming, but until now, didn't have a publisher. Luckily, all that's changed, and Perp Games is bringing this horror game to PSVR 2, where you play as a young rookie cop uncovering the secrets hidden deep within the Black Rose Mental Hospital. It's good to know that horror fans like myself won't be getting left out in the cold on PSVR 2, especially with games like the recently announced MADISON heading our way. In MADISON, you won't be shooting guns or tracking ghosts though, it's more of an escape room puzzle game than anything else. I've been playing this one on Switch, but I had to stop myself so I could play the game in VR to experience it in the best way possible. When VR Skater was first announced, I thought, well, that's cool, but not really what I'm looking for in a VR skateboarding game. But the recent gameplay reveal from Deficit Games made me do a complete 180. The tricks are done with hand gestures, the boards can be fully customized, and the soundtrack is straight up giving me PS1 Tony Hawk vibes.
Have a good one.
It's 1928 and you've been fleeing the firing squad for over a decade. Turning to infamous crime boss Tommy Shelby for help, you become embroiled in the hunt for Winston Churchill's red box, a briefcase containing the identities of every British agent around the globe. We've been keeping an eye on the King's Ransom for quite a while now, wondering if it would ever come to PSVR 1, and now we have our answer, because PSVR 2 is on the Peaky Blinders roadmap.
Give me the order, Tom.
Speak soon, Peaky Blinder.
The Perp Game Showcase also featured the thing that Perp Games is probably best known for, physical PSVR games. So it's great that they'll be keeping up the tradition on PSVR 2, with titles like Desperate Vladivostok, Song in the Smoke Rekindled, Dyschronia Chronos Alternate, Synth Riders, Cave Digger 2, and Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, all on the way later this year.
Unbelievable, yes, inconceivable. See myself as fairly reasonable, but at times I can be stubborn, so if I have
For those of us ready to move on to PSVR 2, buying PSVR 1 games that don't have announced PSVR 2 versions yet is kind of a no-go. But there are tons of you out there that are just getting into PSVR 1 for the first time. So for you, I wanted to mention a few games that are currently on sale. Lucky's Tale is now perfectly priced at $8 with some of the most challenging time trial levels I've ever seen. The best PSVR game of 2022, Wanderer, is currently half price. Raw data is only $8 too, and by adding a fun story and tower defense mechanics to the genre, makes this one of the best wave shooters on PSVR. And I have to throw this in, my favorite guilty pleasure, Deadland, is literally 29 cents right now. Don't get me wrong, it's not a good game and it's got plenty of bugs, but I kid you not, I spent 6 hours with this endless runner trying to unlock all the weapons and had way more fun with it than I should have. So check out the sale on the PlayStation Store for the full list of titles. Just keep in mind that it only lasts through the 15th.
This week